Howdy everyone, this is another one. We're just doing some more driving around a beautiful neighborhood in a beautiful car. Beautiful day. So, just have time to, I got some things I was thinking about, figure I'd make a little video about them. So today we're going to talk a little bit about, character building, like karmic justice, stuff like that. A little bit of storytelling, maybe. And we're just going to go from there. We'll have a nice, peaceful little drive around old place I used to hang out a lot. So, I think a lot about things like just how complex everything is, man. The world's a weird place. You got all sorts of stuff going on, all sorts of places, all sorts of times in the universe, right? There's a lot going on. A butterfly flaps its wings in the east and it causes a tornado, hurricane, whatever in the west, that sort of thing, right? So, with that kind of thinking in mind, it's not so much like a manifestation, like metaphysical BS sort of thing, but there's a certain amount of esoteric sort of energy sort of stuff going on there, right? And what you do create is, you kind of create your own universe in a lot of ways. Your thinking and your energy is important. So, for instance, I don't think you should go out of your way to crush bugs. I am firmly against that sort of stuff. But guys, okay. You guys lucked out. You see them going through the red light? So, anyways, I just don't think you should be you shouldn't be going out of your way to cause undue negativity when you don't have to. And you should always try to find some way to add some positivity when you can, right? And I'm thinking about this because, I was doing the dryer, and I noticed that there's a lot of birds in my yard. We give them seeds and stuff, and they're here all the time. And I notice a lot of their nests around, I see a lot of their nests, they got all sorts of random stuff in it, right? Anyway, so I was doing the dryer, and I was cleaning the lint trap, and I was thinking to myself, you know who would like this lint? I could throw this away, but you know who would really enjoy this lint? It's such a small thing for me. The birds. So I went and stuck it out in the bird feeder with the seeds and the other stuff. Something's taken it. It might have been the wind. It might have been some confused squirrel. I don't know. But something's taken all the cotton and kind of pulled it apart and picked through it. So, I'm just assuming that the birds appreciate the gesture, and I don't get anything for that. You don't really get anything for that, right? But you do. You don't, and you do, because everything's all connected. That's important. I think also you gotta make sure that you're not being too selfish in the world, because with great power comes great responsibility, right? If you can take a lot, you probably shouldn't. Not all the time anyway. If you have to, sure, but you don't. It's not necessary to do that. So I think you can go a long way by just there's a reasonable amount that you can feel that you deserve. I'm the same way. I look at that a lot in trading. I could really push and try to take every single penny, but at the end of the day, it's you don't really need to, and that causes so much undue stress on me, so I don't need that. But it's also in business. You could be as ruthless as possible, and you could probably do a lot. Oh, he's going this way too. I feel like I'm following this guy, but that's fine. We're going to a cool little place near where I used to hang out. So there's a bunch of lakes up here, and I think that the lakes will make good footage, so we'll go drive through the woods and the lakes while I'm talking. They're really super pretty. You guys will be look forward to the lakes. I always look forward to the lakes. I'm actually doing this just to go look at the lakes. You know what I'm saying? So where are you going? arrows on victory. Anyways, so yeah, we're just gonna go. Oh, now there's no one in front of us. We can drive kind of quick. Kind of out in the sticks here, you know? Out in the sticks. You guys got some sticks near you? Yeah. So, anyways, like what I was saying, don't be too greedy, don't cause undue negativity, don't think too much. Like, you gotta, it's sort of like, there's a sort of Taoism in there, just a little bit, like a fraction of it, where it's like, you gotta know your place in the universe, you gotta find your way, you gotta find the way, you gotta become one with the way, you know? But, that's, you know, it is what it is. And it'll help a lot. Like, once you find a certain level of peace and tranquility, I think life becomes much easier. It's not like the challenges get easier. It's not like you don't have sadnesses or losses or anything like that. But things don't bother you as much. Like, they roll off you. It's just life. It's just life. I think that comes from losing a lot of games. Like, if you only learn how to lose with grace by losing a lot, right? Bumpy road. They don't maintain this one, but you know, what can you hope for? That's about the best you can get. Yeah. So. Let's see, I gotta fill up the space here so I find something else to talk about while we go get over here to the lakes, because they're coming up. They're coming up pretty soon. Oh, I can tell a story about this area. I used to date a girl from over here. Way back when. Long time ago. Yeah, just, that can't go anywhere. Things, you know, kind of went badly, but that's life. You know, you're gonna make friends, you'll lose friends. You know, and I think the weirdest thing about losing friends and like having, you know, like especially as you get bigger, and either that's, you know, whether you find some success in your life one way or another, like, you know, building a large happy family, or building a business, or making a bunch of money, or, you know, becoming a master at a craft, whatever it is that you kind of go after. There's definitely a lot of people that come into your story and then leave it. And for better or worse, positive or negative, like, I feel like you end up like missing each one of these people individually in a different way. And like, I think that's part of what life is. Like, I always looked at life as just like, it's a story, you know. You're writing your own story. It is the story. It's the story of the universe. You are the universe observing itself as it unfolds around itself. Like, and you gotta find a certain peace with that. And I think finding that peace is like that final step in mastery. Maybe that's the enlightenment all the Buddhists and everyone talk about, is like, it's maybe not so much like a hidden knowledge that like you learn to become like divine. It's just like a divine acceptance. Like, your perception or perspective has reached that point of divinity, meaning that you are explicitly aware of your place in the grand scheme, and sort of okay with it, you know. Maybe that's what enlightenment is. I don't know. I'm not, you know, I'm just an idiot. But I think we're all idiots. And I think that's part of what life is too, is just realizing that, like, you know, you're definitely a flawed creature, existing in a flawed universe, but the flaws are what kind of creates that sense of meaning, you know. And that brings us back around to karmic justice. We do what you can when you can to try to make a less chaotic universe, you know, for certain things. Like, you know, if you can be, you know, what's that stupid saying that I see on the internet or something? It's like, if you can rescue a little bug or an insect or something. You're just building a world of benevolent giants. And like, we don't have any benevolent giants. That'd be super cool. But we don't have any. We don't even have any negative giants. There's no giants. True lament, the lack of giants. What is that? Just I thought that was like a rock or something. Just a piece of paper. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Yep. This is one of my favorite little towns too. Spent a lot of time here doing stuff. The girl I used to date did a lot of horse stuff, and there's a lot of horse stuff around here. You know, I kind of missed the horse stuff. Like, it was interesting. It got me outside of it. Inexpensive. But I think, there's a lot of beautiful houses they built in here recently. I haven't been here in a little while. Some of these are empty lots. But, yeah, like I was saying, it just kind of, people come into your life, people leave from your life. You take a little bit from everyone. I mean, I guess I learned a lot from her in, you know, a lot of positive and negative ways. You know, yeah. I guess as a guy, it's you get to a certain point in life where you have that, I guess, first real relationship with a woman where you spend a lot of downtime with her. Like, not like active date time, but like you're just kind of hanging out all the time. And I think that can not work all the time. Especially the first one. It's like you're just not used to living with people like that. You get too close. You know, things probably would have been different if like everyone was kept at a little bit further reach, but at the same time, what are you gonna do, right? It's the police. And the way I looked at it then is definitely different than the way I look at it now. Like, then I was very upset about it, as you are, but it's life. It's probably for the best. Like, I don't think that things would have gone very much, like, I just don't think things would have gotten better. And then I probably wouldn't have gone the way I did and did all the things that I did do if I'd stayed in a serious relationship instead of, like, I did a lot of traveling at one point. I was out on the road a lot, just never really back in the state. You know, I was out and about doing stuff. So, like, I don't think having a I don't think a long-term relationship would have worked. And that would have definitely been a sadder way to end things than, I mean, like, it definitely ended sadly, but not in, you know, too much of a negative way. I'm just kind of babbling now. I kind of want to get up here to see these lakes. They're coming up. They're coming up. Prolonged sip of coffee. You gotta excuse me. I've been talking for like 20 minutes here. So, yeah. That's kind of what we talked about. I'll kind of loop it all back around. Like, I think you gotta kind of make peace with everything you go through, and that's part of that karmatic justice, right? You gotta, yeah, maybe you made some mistakes, maybe other people made some mistakes, but that's life. You gotta move on. And you'll never move on if you're upset about it. And, like, I'm definitely upset about things, but I'm fully aware of, like, the futility of that negativity, right? So, while it exists, it's something that I struggle with, not something that I accept. Which is something, I mean, that's part of life. I think struggling with a lot of things is part of life. We struggle with faith, we struggle with our identities, we struggle with our challenges and our struggles. We struggle with our struggles. Can you believe that? And I think that's like as much of life as the good things are. Like, I think the good things are predicated by those. Like, your struggles build successes. Like, you wouldn't to be able to enjoy a good relationship if the possibility of a failed one did exist. You want to be able to enjoy winning if you never lost. And I think getting to a place where you can win a lot starts with a lot of losses. Oh, there's the lakes. Lake time. The other lakes are better. That one's kind of off to the side. These lakes, I remember these lakes. These are fun lakes. We used to go, you know, like it's lakes you hang out at, you know, lakes you fish at. There's this cool little restaurant here. But yeah, let's see. This next part is where you can see them really. Like, I mean, I can see them because I can look off to the left and right better, but you guys can't really see them very well off with the head cam. So there's some in front of us there, some up to the side. Look at all the lakes. Look at all the pretty lakes. I enjoy the lake blending off the water, you know.